Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Staff is ready to begin.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody to the January 14, 2021 regular meeting of the Town of Hilton Head Island Parks and Recreation Commission. And at this time, if you would recite with me the Pledge of Allegiance. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is being broadcast on Facebook.
Thank you.
Cut yourself. Turn your mic off.
Getting feedback here somewhere. Okay. All right. So I need to check. Are we in compliance with the Freedom of Information Act?
Yes, sir, we are.
Excellent. Okay. All right. The first thing on our agenda is to swear in our new commissioner, and I'm going to ask Josh Gruber if he would, as interim town manager, swear in our new commissioner, Christina Christian. Did I say that right?
Mr. Chairman, absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. It is my honor to be able to administer the oath to our soon-to-be newest member, Miss Christina Christian. Miss Christian, if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Okay.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, Ms. Christian. Congratulations and welcome to the commission.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome. Glad to have you. Okay, at this time, Teresa, if you would call the roll, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Mr. Okarma?
Here.
Mr. Daly?
Here.
Mr. Monmonier?
Here.
Mr. Zarilla?
Here.
Mr. Dowling?
Here.
Miss Christian?
Here.
Mr. Kasaya?
Here. Thank you. All right. The next order of business would be, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the November 12th, 2020 Parks and Recreation Commission meeting. Anyone want to make a motion to that effect?
I so move.
Bill, do we have a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. So I'll ask Teresa again to call the roll for the vote.
Mr. Okarma?
Yes.
Mr. Daly?
Yes.
Mr. Monmonier?
Yes.
Mr. Zarilla?
Yes.
Mr. Dowling?
Yes.
Miss Christian?
Yes.
Mr. Kasaya?
Yes. At this time, we'll move on with citizen comments. Public comments concerning agenda items were to be submitted electronically via the town's open town hall portal, and that public comment period closed today at 1:30. So Marcy, if you would tell us about those comments.
Sure. Thank you. We received 5 public comments that were submitted through the Open Town Hall portal, and they were provided to the commissioners for review, and they will be made part of the official record of today's meeting. And also, citizens were provided the opportunity to sign up for public comment participation by phone during today's meeting. However, there were no requests for participation via phone on any of the agenda items today. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcy. Anyone have any comments about the public comments that we received today, as of today? If not, we'll move on to our reports. And the first is a report from the Island Recreation Association. Frank Sewell.
Hello, Happy New Year. Can you all hear me?
Happy
Yes.
New Year, Frank.
Happy New Year.
All right. Christina, welcome aboard. Look forward to working with you. Maybe we'll get you back here for another tour soon. That'd be great.
Sounds good.
So the last time I spoke to you was back in November, obviously with the holidays and other things, but we did have 2 events that occurred since I gave my report in November. Actually, were special events. The Turkey Trot, which is our annual event that we have, went very well. We had limited it to 500 runners. It went very well, smoothly. As you know, we go in the back gate of Hilton Head Plantation. We really appreciate the support of the residents in there, and it was pretty exciting. We had a lot of people that have been doing the race for years still signed up in advance, so it's really a really nice family event. It went off well. We also did our oyster roast. We did that over at Honeyhorn. I think I'm going to report on doing it, but that too went very well. And we really appreciate the community, the Honeyhorn and the staff over there and what they did. Kind of moving into January 2021, I talked a little bit last time in reference to we had a full day program going on, virtual learning. As we all know, the kids have gone back to the public schools, and we've gone back into the after-school program mode. Our virtual learning program had about 45 kids here a day, and then their off days and other things. But now we're up to about 70 kids in the after-school program, and that number continues to grow daily. So we're kind of back into whatever normal was before this all happened in March, but we're kind of charging down that way. Some other things that fitness programs, we seem to get people back. Some people are coming to work out. I met a gentleman yesterday that hadn't been here since March and was happy to return. So we seem to go on pretty well with that. Our fitness classes itself, we've seen some increase in that. So we're pretty excited as we, between the vaccine and other things, I think that, hopefully we'll see some pickup in the springtime and certainly back in the summertime. On senior programs, I unfortunately have to make the announcement today. Our senior director has resigned her position. She's got an excellent opportunity. Her and her husband are going to be moving to Italy. He works for Lockheed Martin, and it's pretty cool what they're going to do. So I can't fault her. I mean, she did a really good job and bringing our programs back, communicating with the seniors, and we're going to try to continue that. Look forward to put somebody new in there, but we're at least going to continue to provide programming once she leaves her position in 2 weeks. Youth sports, we were quite surprised with the number of kids that we had signed up for basketball. We have over 300 kids signed up for youth basketball, which is really surprising, kind of based off our numbers from last year, and then obviously the situation we're in. So we were pretty excited about seeing that number. We also had some other little side programs. I know I talked about fencing, but we have 30 kids out here fencing, 2 nights a week, which is, I know it's not, oh my God, but that's pretty cool for a small community like we have to have kids in here doing that type of activity. We also, we started, last year we did a flag football program. It's the 3rd year that we did it. This year we have 70 kids in it, which is, once again, another surprising number. Last year we only had 40. So, people want to get out and do things, and hopefully we're providing them with a safe environment while they're doing it. I want to talk a little bit, the pool without the dome, I think has been a little bit of challenging for our swimmers, but our numbers still seem to maintain. I was out there yesterday when I thought it was going to snow because it was cloudy and cold and windy, and there was 6 lanes were full, people swimming. So the pool water's, heated at 82 degrees. They come in. We put some heaters around the pool, those heaters that you have in your backyard, and they seem to get in and out. The water aerobics ladies seem to get in and out. So things have gone pretty well. But I have had a couple of water aerobics ladies pull me aside and say, hey, we should have put up the dome. So, but I think next year we'll have it back up, and that should be good. I can't do a report without my pickleball friends. They're out back here playing. Actually, they play until 2 o'clock. They start at 9 now, and they play until 2. And that's kind of back from when they used to only play until noon. So they're getting more and more people playing. I work with Alex a lot on pickleball and promoting it, and they're doing a great job in getting that done. I'm going to talk a little bit about the events, which are slowly but surely getting back into that. We're having Snow Day coming up. All the events that we've got approved and are working on getting approval, we have to go through the accelerated SC, fill out forms, and get approval for any numbers that we're going to have. And so if you see us put out a number, especially an event that's going to be in the park, that's already been approved by the state at their level. I know there's lots of things that we still need to do through the special events permitting, but some of the things that you're seeing is actually through the state. And so that's what we've been working on first, and working with the CDC and their guidelines and for events too. So we have Snow Day coming up at the end of the month. We're also doing a daddy-daughter dance that we're working with the Poseidon on. We're doing 2 different segments in that. We have small groups coming to that, and we're kind of working with the Poseidon and the Surge group and making that all happen. Finally, sad news is no Wingfest 25. We have to go another year. As our special event director, Joe Kane, said, we can't do Wingfest if we can't have a big crowd, especially if it's the 25th. So the reality is that we decided to postpone it another year, but we're going to build off the success that we had for the oyster roast and look forward to doing that. We're going to be doing that at the end of February 26th. And we're working on the approval process right now and moving that back down to Shelter Cove because it's a bigger venue. So some of the general information, I put this on my last one, but one is the board of the association is extremely excited to have Mark Orlando come to our community. I knew Mark when he worked here because I've been here forever. I knew Mark back when he worked for the town of Hilton Head, and I've kept up with him a little bit, but I know our board's extremely excited about that. And one is that he's a parks guy. If you look what's gone out in Bluffton and some of the things that pop up on the Bluffton social media, they just opened a nice park down on the May River again, and some of the things that have gone on in that community. So it should excite us in the parks and recreation business that we have a manager coming that's really been kind of doing that. Secondly, our board's reached out to the interim county administrator, and hopefully we can get him here for a tour and a meeting. And then we're also hosting our annual meeting with our county council reps at the end of the month or beginning of next month. Our goal is to hopefully work with them to have the 140 that was taken out of our budget last year for program support from the county reinstated. How will that go? Who knows? But we think as the association board thinks that that's part of our effort to have the county commit back to us in that way by giving the 140 back to us, and who knows what's going to happen, but at least we're trying. So that's it for me. Quick report. Happy to answer any questions, or if anybody has anything else they want to hear from me on.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Has anybody got any questions or comments for Frank? No, I don't see anybody jumping up and down. So,
Nope.
Frank,
All
thanks.
right. Thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Glad things are going well.
Thank you.
I've heard some friends of mine who have been swimming in the pool, and they've actually been going. I've been surprised, but
Yeah.
they go.
Yeah, people are going. I mean, as we've been starting to tally up our numbers, even though we were closed down, for that 6 or 8 weeks, our pool numbers have been very, very good as far as people getting out there and not only exercising water aerobic wise, but also through the lap swimming and with the swim team. Swim team numbers are up. We're hosting a swim meet this week and 170 swimmers. So,
Wow.
swimmers only on the deck, which is the best thing. No parents.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yeah, so so it's going well. I mean, it's just keep plugging along.
Super. Okay. Well, thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
All right. Next on our agenda is a Parks and Recreation Master Plan update, and I'll ask Taylor Ladd, to come and give us an update.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, commissioners and other meeting attendees. Happy New Year. Welcome to Parks and Rec, Mrs. Christian. We're so glad to have you on. And for the record, I'm Taylor Ladd. I'm the senior planner at the town and the Parks and Rec project manager. So for today's meeting, for this report, I will be finally highly anticipated presenting the analysis of our Parks and Rec recommendations and all the input we received last fall through the online survey, the virtual town meetings we also had, and the open park day events, which several folks attended. We had a really great turnout. So let me share with you my screen here, and we will get started. All right. So for today, we're going to be talking about the prioritized list of Parks and Recreation recommendations, the proposed programming lists for Chaplain, Community Park, Crossings Park, and Mid-Island Track. And then I will conclude with a short discussion about the drafted request for qualifications that staff has put together to solicit design services, along with our timeline for implementation through the end of this fiscal year. At the conclusion of my presentation, I welcome discussion and feedback from the Commission about each item in the agenda packet. And ultimately, I would like to have a vote from you guys approving the proposed prioritization of Parks and Rec recommendations and action items and the proposed programming lists for the 3 major park projects. So these can be approved as presented or with changes. Based on what you guys have to say, and we definitely are looking for your input on this. Your approval today will further inform the RFQ we're putting together for that design services consultant, and the prioritization of our recommendations, that project list that's part of your attachment A in the agenda packet will help inform staff and town officials of projects to consider with your input as part of our ongoing CIP planning process. So they're kind of 2 different things, and I'll get into that a little bit in just a little bit. First, I just have a quick overview to bring everyone up to speed with our process so far. The report prepared by Los Design last year comprises part 1 of our Parks and Rec Master Plan initiative. It presents an evaluation of the town's public parks and recreation system with a needs and maintenance assessment and budget and staffing review. It also includes recommendations designed to increase our level of service across the community over the next 10 years. This information was adopted as the Parks and Recreation element of the town's comprehensive plan, our plan, as part 2. This guides recreation planning and policy direction for the town over the next 20 years. It includes recommendations with town action items, with goals, strategies, and tactics for Parks and Rec. So now we're in part 3, where we are starting to bring projects to life. So this is where we're starting to get really excited about what's to come. Thank you again to everyone who participated this past fall in our community engagement events and activities, where we had the online survey, we had the open park day events, and some virtual town hall meetings, and hosted over 500 participants. And if any of you guys saw the agenda packet today, then you definitely know that we had some folks who were involved, and it was really exciting to see all that input. And it was also exciting for me to go through it this past December. The feedback we received has been very crucial towards developing the information I will be presenting today, and it has been foundational to what the future for Parks and Rec on the island will hold. The latter portion for part 3 of the process will entail, of course, the design services for the 3 major park projects that I will discuss in just a moment. So first up, the first attachment in your agenda packet today that I've mentioned is the prioritized list of some of the recommendations and action items that are in our plan. And again, these are collected from the LOS recommendation plan, and then were added to the town's comprehensive plan and expanded on from there. So staff prepared this list to provide some focus for our CIP staff, town officials, and you guys, the commissioners, to help guide future implementation of ideas or projects for Parks and Rec. And these would be mostly things that fall outside of the 3 major parks that we're going to be